Hi guys, so this is NGTV sports scene. So just a quick heads up, we're going to be doing every Friday, possibly Thursday or Friday, we're going to be doing a preview show of all the sports happening on the weekend. And then Monday night, we're going to be doing a recap. So we'll do another video on Monday. But really just to start it now, obviously the big game on the weekend is Liverpool versus Manchester City. First, there's a few sort of, I'm not sure if you've seen, have you seen Klopp's press conference today at all?
I haven't seen it from today, no. Not since the defeat. I saw his one after the defeat. Wasn't best pleased.
Yeah. Well, basically, he said today. He said I don't know if he's playing a bit of mind games or not, but he basically said Liverpool aren't doing too well because of obviously the injuries and stuff like that. And he thinks that Man City are top of the league because they had a 2-week COVID break.
Okay.
Which was, we didn't have a 2-week break for starters. We had the game postponed against Everton, and then we ended up playing on the following on the weekend anyway. So it was more like a 2 to 3 day break. So I don't know where we've got this we've had a 2-week COVID break from. But he has started with that, and then Pep's interview to respond to that was interesting because he wasn't very happy. He said that he'll be having words with him. So interested to see how that goes. But he also said that their new centre back could play a part.
Okay.
So he's just recently been signed from Schalke. He was pretty much next to nothing really. The interesting thing is Schalke are rock bottom of the Bundesliga.
Seems like a solid place to take a defender.
Shed load of goals.
Oh dear. Did they?
So.
Yeah, exactly. Did they end up signing?
I mean, I'm not too sure on.
Did they end up signing the dude from Preston in the end as well, or did that not happen in the end?
Yeah.
Was it Davies?
No, that happened. He was Ben Davies. He was on the bench against Brighton.
Right. Okay.
But is it? I'm thinking that they maybe if they are going to start back, then they'll obviously put Henderson back in midfield. But I'm thinking it's going to be a brave move to do it against obviously Man City to give someone the first start.
It's a brave one.
A lot of goals.
Yeah, true.
But if you just look at, I looked at City stats before. The 20 games unbeaten. I think they've kept. I think Edison, apart from the own goal against West Brom, the last time an opposition player scored against him was 12 games ago.
Jesus Christ.
The only fault that City have had in the past few seasons is they can't defend pretty much, and now they've kind of sold that up with the signing of Ruben Diaz.
Yeah, he's been unreal, to be fair.
It just seems to be when City score, the game's pretty much over because they don't concede.
Yeah.
How would you say that was probably the reason of why they might start their new centre back to put Henderson back in midfield?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the Liverpool attack, as everyone knows, has been weak in the last few games. Was it like 3 goals in 6 games or something like that? It's been pretty poor. If they see Henderson as that obstacle, the one that can get the attack going again, then it makes sense to push him back forward. But I don't know if he's the difference maker, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think it's 3 home games in a row Liverpool haven't scored. Which it's obviously been a very long time since then. God knows how long it's been if they don't score against us. God knows how long it's been since they haven't scored 4 in a row at home.
Yeah. Yes.
How do you think the game pans out?
Honestly, I think City. I think you'll score early-ish, and then Liverpool will go all out to score, and then you'll hit them on the break at some point. I think 2-0 maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I think City have a torrid record at Anfield. They always seem to lose at Anfield for some reason. I think it just depends how Pep sets up, really. Like we've seen the game at the Premier League game at Old Trafford. I think both teams were just happy to take a draw, wasn't they? So
yeah,
I think it just depends how he sets up. Me personally, with the way Liverpool have been playing, I'd go with how we usually play, and just go for the juggler, pretty much.
yeah.
That's me personally, but you never know, it could backfire because Liverpool do play quite well against the top teams. I think most of their drop points has been against the bottom six, so
Yeah,
I think they do like playing against the beds.
It's a strange one, isn't it? Like it's like they can only get up for the top six, but if you were pushed for a score, what would you say?
At the minute, I just don't see us conceding, so I'd probably either 1-0 or 2-0, I'd say.
Yeah.
I just, with the way that the front three is playing, or if all front three are going to be fit, I can't really see us conceding, to be honest.
So I
think it'll be massive if we do get away.
Yeah, I just had maybe a good thought. So what we do is if each one of these we predict the score for the games we speak about, then try and keep track of them, and then by the end of the season we'll see which one of us has got the most right. That could be interesting.
Yeah, sound.
Yeah. So what, you settling on 1 or 2-0?
I want to go 1-0.
Okay. So I've got 2-0. You've got 1-0.
Yeah, I reckon 1-0.
Right.
I reckon it'll be quite cagey. I think.
Okay.
Obviously, because I think Liverpool know if they lose and they go 10 points behind with a game played more, I think that's them done, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, that's pretty much title.
Yeah, so I think both teams will be a bit cagey.
Okay. All right then. So we've discussed that one. The other half of Merseyside versus Manchester this week, Everton versus United. United, debatably the most on-off form that anyone's ever witnessed this season. Like they go through patches of unreal and then get beat by Sheffield United. So, what we're thinking on that one? Have United messed up far too much to sustain a title challenge, or do you think that they could still challenge us?
Like you said, I think the only thing that lets United down now is just the inconsistency. Like you say, they can pick a performance like they did against Southampton, and then the next game they can do a performance like they did against Sheffield United. I think that's what ultimately will let them down. But I don't think they thought that they'd be in a title race anyway, so it's probably progress. So we can see them probably buying a couple more players, some big players in the summer, because I only think they're a couple players away from being genuine title contenders anyway, to be honest. So it'd be interesting to see who they sign and then push on next season. But I think the game against Everton will be a good game, to be honest.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you there. I think, Everton are another team where it's like will they, won't they? At the start of the season, they looked unreal. Like they looked like they might have finally cracked the code, and then a couple of poor performances, and here we are. But it could be a good game. It should be a good game on the weekend. Obviously, as a United fan, I'm hoping that United can win. I think if United do win, it'll be a close one, like a 2-1 or a 1-0. Can't see it going big goals, so I'm going to stick at 2-1 United for that one.
Yeah, and I think United will get the job done. I think Pickford is a massive downer for Everton. I wouldn't be surprised if Bruno Fernandes scores one from long range either.
Okay. You got score in mind?
Pickford. So I'd go 3-1 United.
3-1 United. Okay.
I think it'd be interesting because Everton are only 4 points behind Liverpool in fourth, but they've got 2 games in hand on them as well. So I was going to say, do you think, I know that they can be a bit inconsistent, but do you think that they could potentially battle for the top 4 place?
I think they've definitely got the squad to do it. And with Liverpool's inconsistency at the moment as well, it's well within reach. If I was a betting man, I'd probably still stick with Liverpool, but I do think it's possible. But I think if Liverpool can sort themselves out, it'll be hard to catch them in a way.
Yeah, I think Liverpool are probably capable if they get everyone clicking to go on a long winning run.
Yeah,
I suppose so. I'd be surprised if the top 4 changes now. To be honest.
yeah. I forget who's is Leicester up there in third, is it?
Yeah, City, United, Leicester, Liverpool.
I thought so.
Yeah, I can't. Chelsea, Tottenham, and Arsenal.
They don't have the
Not for me.
consistency. Not for me. Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't see the top 4 changing much.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. So rather than looking at all 10 games for the weekend, we thought we'd just highlight the main two that we've got an interest in. Um, the next topic is the Mayweather Logan Paul fight has been postponed. What have we got to say about
that? Yeah, there's a lot of. I found it interesting because before it got officially postponed, there was talk a couple of weeks before that there was a lack of interest in the fight, and there wasn't selling many pay-per-views and stuff like that. And the next thing you know, the fight was postponed. So whether that was a true factor, I'm not really interested in it.
No, I have to agree with you there.
I don't know what you think.
Yeah, for me, it's just silly. Like we all know what's going to happen. You know, he's going to beat him around the ring for however long he wants to. He'll probably do a similar thing to McGregor, where he just lets him attack him for the first few rounds just to make it interesting. But I can't see any other outcome than Mayweather winning, and I think that's the problem. No one cares. I mean, the guy got beat by KSI. He's obviously going to get beat by the greatest boxer of all time. So, you know, it's just not going to happen.
Are you a fan of this YouTube boxing or?
Not really, no. It seems a bit silly to me. Like, I get it. Like, yeah, I've watched the highlights maybe. Like,
Yeah.
but again, no one's paying. I mean, what are they charging for this pay per view? Probably about 25 quid now in pay per views.
I've not even seen it, to be
No,
honest.
but
I haven't really. I'd say I haven't got much interest in it, so
yeah.
I haven't really.
But for me, if I'm putting money into a pay per view, I want to see a world class fight. I want to see a real fighter fight, like a like a Canelo or an AJ. Like I don't want to watch fucking Logan Paul fighting. Like stick to what you're good at. Stick to YouTube. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah,
But
I agree. I mean, he's probably going to get paid a truckload of money.
oh, he is
So,
fair play to the guy because
I mean,
it's good business. But why? Like, I mean, I guess we're the fools for or whoever's buying into it. We're the fools really because we're allowing it to carry on happening.
I think that's where the actual professional boxers get a bit.
Yeah.
They get the backs up a little bit, don't they? Because obviously the Logan Paul's coming into it and he's fighting Mayweather. He's going to be getting
millions, absolutely millions.
I don't know, fucking millions and millions, and they've probably dedicated their lives, trained the whole lives, and probably don't even get a fraction of that.
Exactly, and
so
that's where it's that's where it's a bit of spit in the face, to be honest. I do think that another potential reason that the postponement has happened is the announcement of the Ben Askren and the Jake Paul fight, potentially maybe trying to put those two on the same card.
That's what. Yeah, I mean, I've been thinking about it, and I've been thinking if there is lack of interest in it, there is a lot of interest in the Jake Paul and Ben Askren fight because of what Jake Paul has like
Does exactly
what he's been doing the past few months.
exactly.
So I'm wondering if they will put the cards together to
It's more
just make a lot
interest.
more
Yeah,
money for
exactly.
them all.
I mean, it's clever business again, isn't it? Because he's called out some really good fighters, and now he's going to fight a wrestler who probably got outstruck by a jiu-jitsu guy.
Yeah, I mean it's a weird one, isn't it? I mean, I don't. Ben Askren's got a good chin. I mean, Robbie Lawler couldn't even knock him out, and he hit him with some good shots.
Although debatably in that fight, if you watch it back, there was a point when he was hitting him on the floor where I feel like he might have knocked him unconscious with one punch and woke him up with the next, but that's just speculation. But yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't. If someone's gonna, if you're gonna tell me a man with 10-ounce gloves on, a YouTuber with 10-ounce gloves on, or Robbie Lawler with 4-ounce gloves on, I'm gonna back Robbie Lawler to knock him out with 4-ounce gloves on.
Well, yeah, that's true.
I don't think Jake Paul's gonna. He said he's gonna finish him quicker than what Masvidal did. Like, that's not gonna happen.
Give it a good go. He literally has to sprint. He's gonna have to sprint across that ring and knock him out straight away. But more power to the guy. Keep trying. I mean,
even though I mean,
have you seen the videos?
The Masvidal fight, he actually knocks him out within like 2 seconds, 3 seconds. It's when the referee takes that long to come back over, why it's like 5 or 6 or something.
The super necessary follow-up strikes. But yeah, I don't know if you've seen the videos of Askren boxing. I want to believe that he's trolling because it's terrible. But if not, he's not.
I've not seen him,
Oh, you've got to look at some point. It's terrible. Like, he's got like punching bags with Jake Paul's face on, and it doesn't look good. But I feel like he might be trolling.
I've seen I mean, I've seen obviously him fighting multiple like UFC and Bellator 1, and he's not a striker.
No, he's definitely not a striker.
He's definitely not. So he's done well calling out all these strikers that could potentially do him a lot of damage, and then announce a fight with Ben Askren, who's definitely not a striker.
No.
Do you think he could win then?
I think he's given himself the best chance to win by who he's chosen. I think again, if Dylan Dennis would win the fight, Dylan Dennis is not really a striker either. Dylan Dennis is a jiu-jitsu guy, so he's calling out the right people. He knows, calling out the likes of Connor. He knows that they're not going to fight him. Michael Bisping offered to fight him. Nothing happened with that. So he's obviously not interested in people that can actually strike. Not yet, anyway. He wants to cash in first. But yeah, I think he could win. Yeah, to be honest.
I agree. I think he's got a pretty good chance. From what I've seen of what Ben Askren's striking can do, I think Jake Paul can probably definitely win, to be honest. I'd love to see him get knocked out, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I mean, who wouldn't?
I mean, even I watched a podcast the other day with Ben Askren on, and he's even said himself he doesn't think he's got the power to knock him out. But if he does, it will be like round 7-8.
Right. Okay. So he's expecting to wear down on him.
Yeah, he said he wants to beat down on him for 7-8 rounds.
That's fair.
He said he's not blessed with power, so he knows he ain't going to go in there and just blitz him out. So it's whether I don't think Jake Paul's ever gone past like 2-3 rounds, has he?
I think did he not? Nate Robinson was the longest fight. I think it's like the third round. I think.
Yeah. So it'd be interesting to see if he just get dragged into round 6, 7, and then eventually 8. It's
will he start to fade?
Game, isn't it, really?
That's true. Okay, so
especially if he does go in there and try and knock him out early as well, it's going to take a lot out of him, like a lot of energy.
So. I agree. I think it's probably a bit too early for us to make a prediction on that one. We'll predict that one closer to the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot could change from then. But okay, so talking to people that are blessed with power, let's go on to UFC Fight Night Overeem versus Volkov. So we've got, Alistair Overeem, legend of the sport, against, I don't even know what the guy's first name is, Volkov. Probably something Russian. But, Alistair's saying this is his final run at a title. He's not going to fight forever, doesn't want to fight until he's like 45. So this is his last shot. So defeat could see him retire. What do you think about this fight?
I like both of them. I think Volkov's not underrated, but he's not. I think he's a really good fighter.
He's slept on a bit, isn't he?
But like you said, Overeem. Yeah. I mean, like Overeem, like you said, he's getting on a bit now. But he's been in so many like so many good fights. If I had to pick a winner though, I probably would go Volkov. To be honest.
Reckon? So if you had to do if you had to do a combination of winner and like method of win, how would you go?
Probably just. I reckon it goes to decision.
Decision. So Volko decision. You're going for.
Wins. Yeah.
Okay.
I reckon he'll just. I reckon he'll just try and just box him, keep him at range.
I mean, he tried that method with Derek Lewis until about 10 seconds before the end when it catastrophically went wrong. I don't know. I watched Volkov fight Curtis Blades not too long ago, and he just didn't seem to have the answers for the wrestling. I don't think Overeem's going to wrestle him too much, but I just think Overeem's power and precision. I see it round 2 knockout maybe for Overeem. But I think
I mean, I wouldn't.
Yeah, I think
I definitely won't rule that out.
I think the odds are suggesting. True. I think the odds are suggesting Volkov is a favourite, though, right? At current, I think Volkov is a betting favourite.
Yeah, I did check multiple betting websites. I think they've all got Volkov as the favourite. Like I said, it's the big lads in it, so
anything can happen. Yeah,
one punch. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So co-main event: Corey Sandhagen versus Frankie Edgar. Corey Sandhagen coming off a big win versus Marlon Moraes, and Edgar coming off a win versus Pedro Munoz. I think it was Edgar's first fight at this weight class, and I feel like both of them feel like they're in line for the next title shot after the Peter Yan Aljamain Sterling fight. So, how do you see this one going?
Yeah. I like Sanderson.
Sandhagen.
I think he's really good. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. What did I say then?
Sanderson.
Oh, did I? Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he's really good.
Yeah.
Frankie Edgar. He just seems to have been around forever.
He has, and to be fair, I love Frankie Edgar. I've loved Frankie Edgar for years, but I think Corey Sandhagen is a really good fighter. That's going to cause him some trouble. Frankie's quick, he's durable, but like I don't know, Sandhagen can just do different types of things. To be honest.
Yeah, I can only see one winner there. To be honest.
Yeah.
I don't see. I said, how old is Frankie Edgar now?
Ooh, now you're asking. He's got to be up there, like 36, something like that, maybe. Been around the game for a long time.
Yeah, like forever though.
Yeah.
Like he just seems to just hang around, doesn't he? But
exactly.
Yeah, I don't see him winning. No.
No, I think if again given a winner and a winning method, Sandhagen decision maybe. I think I'm going to go for.
I'd agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Right, and then the last, well, not the last fight in the card, but the last fight in the card that we're going to discuss is Michael Johnson versus Clay Guida. 2 vets battling it out.
Yeah. Again, Clay Guida has been around forever.
Yes.
he used to be one of my favorite people to watch. Especially the fight. I think that was the fight. I'm sure it was me, you, and Kyle. That
Probably
was
Diego Sanchez.
the Clay Guida Sanchez fight, and
That
was
to this day, yeah, that to this day is still one of my favorite fights and one of the most wild fights I've ever seen. Like the way those two guys just went mental.
I mean, even like I think it has to be it's number one for me.
Yeah.
Like best fights I've seen. You can look at like let's say you look at Silver Griffin.
Yeah.
But I just think like that's just like how good Silver was. It wasn't like both of them like
Yeah.
going at it. We can look at I like to go back to Conor McGregor. So if you look at like McGregor Alvarez, like that was just
it was clinical, yeah.
Yeah, like but for me, two people just going at it. That's got to be number one, hasn't it?
It's definitely it's up the another one that always like is a similar level is Robbie Lawler versus Rory McDonald. That was two people just beating the absolute living crap out of each other until one of them just couldn't take it anymore. But yeah, I'd have to sit down and have a real thing to come up with like a top five, but I know that fight would be in there.
Yeah, I mean, just if you just named one fight, I think that would be the fight that just.
Yeah, that's the one that. If ever someone's like, "Oh, what's MMA?" I would just feel like just watch this and see if you like it. If you don't like this, you won't like MMA.
Yeah.
Basically, and
even like even when the referee brings them for that one
fucking
stare down, it was like
just growling at each other.
Yeah, but obviously he's not as good as he used to be, is he? So
no, that's true. I think.
I'd
go on.
But as I say, I was if I had to pick one, I'd definitely lean towards Michael Johnson.
Yeah, Michael Johnson's another one that again has been around a long time. Like I remember it, he was on. I'm pretty sure he was on the Ultimate Fighter like early on or something.
Yeah, I was say he's on top.
Yeah, so like he's another one that's been around a long time, and you know he started off pretty well, but now I think he's got like quite an even record. It's like 19 wins, 15 losses, or something like that. He's very like win one, lose one type of thing. I don't know. I think it depends how he goes about it because Guida seems to lean a lot more on his wrestling nowadays. And I mean, we both. I know Guida's not on the same level, but we all saw what happened to Michael Johnson against Khabib. Like he just mauled him for 3 rounds. So I feel like if you can keep him on the floor, then Guida will probably beat him by decision. But I'm not too sure with this one. I'm going to go Guida decision for the purpose of the prediction, but I'm not sure.
I reckon. I reckon Johnson will finish him.
Yeah. So you going Johnson TKO or?
Yeah, TKO referee stoppage.
Okay.
Yeah, I just hurts me to say because I used to really like Clay Guida.
Yeah,
he was
it's a tough one.
But I think some people just fight on for too long. Like Anderson, he fought on way too long.
Diego Sanchez. That comes to mind. Well, his last fight's coming up whenever he gets his next one.
Yeah, I mean he's I don't think his mentality's changed ever.
Well, he went from like he went from the nightmare to the nice guy at something. Like he seems to be at one stage he just wanted to rip everyone's throat out, and now he just wants to like sit down and hold hands with them and stuff. It's kind of weird. But who knows, eh?
Yeah, I mean he's yeah, I mean he's. I say that's probably a debate for another day.
Yeah.
Sanchez, but yeah, I'd lean towards Michael Johnson.
Okay, we'll have to make a note of all our predictions at some point so we can revisit them on Monday, but it shouldn't be too difficult.
Yeah.
I think that's the last thing we've got on the list. So if you want to take us out, we're done.
Yeah, I mean, I say that's our first sports scene episode. So I say we're going to do another one again on Monday, which is the post. See what's happened. Speak about if there's any, obviously during the football as well. If there's any decisions that are debatable or whatever, obviously we'll go through that as well.
Yep.
And we'll look at the predictions as well. So keep an eye on Monday for the post show.
Indeed. And thanks for watching, I guess.
Yeah.
Right. Peace out.